Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. My experience includes the design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, URLlib, etc. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes,
Yes, voice is clear.
fine, thank you. So yeah, why Python? So already we have got many programming languages. We have got many programming languages. Why again Python required? And that too, Python is not a kind of technology that is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes it Python suddenly super popular. And who can learn Python? There are no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python. So Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programmings. How Python was built or how Python was derived, right? By taking the advantages or the features from multiple programming languages. And what kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python real-time applications. Python usage. Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost companies using Python. Python comparison with other programming. Coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings. And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. And Python scope and job market of Python currently and the scope of Python in the coming years. This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Yes. Starting with why Python. I define Python in 5 lines. It is a general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming. General purpose programming means before Python, there were some programming languages. There were some programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. They are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes. Means Pascal for complicated mathematical application, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. Means they are used for a particular purpose, not for all the purposes. But a language a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, but a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language, we call it as general purpose programming. Language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language, we call it as general purpose programming language. So Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of applications like web applications, automation applications, animation applications, gaming applications, desktop applications, networking applications. So wide varieties of applications can be developed today by using Python, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language, because of even multi-programming features it has supported, right? Python has got multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programming languages, all the features we see in Python, multi-programming features, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Python is a high-level language. It is a high-level language. There are two types of languages. Generally, we say two types of languages. Low-level language, low-level languages. Secondly, high-level languages. low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages, example like assembly level language or machine level language. Assembly level language or machine level language. These languages are, first thing, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. The code, whatever we see, right, they are not human understandable. Secondly, you cannot carry that from one system to another system, not portable and machine dependent. They are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware in all the operating systems. And high level language. Python is a high level language. High level language, yes. High level, okay, Python. So it's human understandable. It's easily understandable. The statements look like normal English statements. It's portable. They can be carried from system to other system, right? And machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. It's portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Human understandable, they are portable, machine independent. Yes. So Python is a high level language. Interpreted language. Interpreted means line by line execution. We see like line by line execution, right? So we have got compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation language like C language. Interpretation language like Python. Python is a interpretation language. So in the case of compilation, if you have got some lines of code, assume you have got some lines of code. This entire code executes at once. It executes at once and displays the errors, if any. If you got any errors, it will display the errors at a time. But in Python, statement by statement execution, which makes debugging easy. If we get error in this particular line, it won't execute the remaining lines. Abnormal termination, we say, right? So Python is a interpretation language, line by line execution. Yes. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, right? Which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly, right? Which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? Okay. So Python is a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be created. Multi-programming features. What all the features we see in other programmings? I'll be briefing you about what are the features Python has got. High level, easily understandable, portable, and machine independent. Interpreted line by line execution, user friendly or programmer friendly programming language. So Python has what are the features? Procedural oriented programming features, has got a procedural oriented programming. Example like C language, it has got object oriented programming features. It has got object oriented programming features. Object oriented programming like C++, Java, and scripting. It has got the features of scripting. scripting like example shell script. Example like shell script. And it has got modular programming features. Python has got modular programming features like modular 3. So once again, I say for learning Python, no need of all these languages, right? There is no prerequisites without any programming knowledge with zero programming can update with Python. So all this we'll be discussing as part of the course. Procedural oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, programming, right? So just like C++, Java, and Modular, we can develop different varieties of applications. If we talk about the two major programming languages that are used today for enterprise applications creations, Python and Java. But Java developers or Java programmers strictly restricted to use only object-oriented program. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java programmer application. But in Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, and with modular programming, different varieties of applications we can develop. So if you see, if you go back like 10 to 15 years, like 2010, so Java is the mostly preferred, right? Java is the mostly preferred language with 43% usage in the industry, where in 2010, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. Excuse me. Only 3% used. But from 2020, later, 10 years later, right? The usage of Python is increasing. Yes, the usage of Java, 19%. The usage of Python, 31%, right? Just at the end of the session, I'll be showing you some graphs, right? So the most popular programming language today, which is the mostly used programming, the number one ranked programming language is used for diversified number of applications creations. So Python is the mostly used number one ranked programming. I'll just open Google and show you some graphs, the mostly used programming, number one ranked programming, right? Okay. So scripting, we write many automation scripts using Python is one of the best scripting language with a vast number of libraries. And modular 3. Modular programming, right? Modular 3. Python supports nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. Modules concept we have got 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for various environmental domains, right? Because of this modular programming, Python has got a great boom today because any operations you can perform using these modules with whichever environment or domain you belong, Python has got modules to. So, for example, any background or any environment you are from. For example, if you are from data science background, so Python has got separate modules for this data science, right? If you're for data science background, it has got separate modules for data science. So yes, like nearly 10 to 15 modules Python is providing towards this data science ML dual, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn. In this way, different modules, even for big data environment, right? For big data, like Spark with Python, PySpark, we say, right? Even it has got separate modules. Python has got separate modules for this big data environment. Yes. And even for networking, not only separate module, it has got a framework. It has got separate framework, right? Yes. Like Twisted Python. And apart from this, yeah, and for testing and for test cases. Testing or for test cases, right? So even it has got separate models. And for operating system kinds of activities for OS module. The name of the module itself is OS. And for every database, to connect with database, Python is providing a module. Using that module only, we can connect with any database. For example, Oracle database. CX underscore Oracle is the module Python is providing. So using that module only, we can connect with any database. So what a module consists of? Built-in functions. For MySQL, we have got, yes. For MySQL, right? PyMySQL is the module, right? And for SQL Server, PyODBC. PyODBC is the module. For every database, a module is provided. Even for every file format, for Excel files, just by writing Python code, we can create Excel files. By creating, by what? We can create Excel file by writing Python code. Just by writing Python code and executing it, right? Excel workbook will be created. In that, you can create Excel sheets and you can write data into that Excel workbook. We can read data from that Excel, right? Everything by writing code. And for CSV files, comma separated values files, for JavaScript object notice JSON files, PDF files, XML files, for every file format, you have got a module. We can perform all these operations. Apart from this, you have for mathematical operations, math module, for statistical operations, right? For statistics, yes, that's got modules. And apart from for generating graphs, any types of graphs you can generate today by using Python. Normal graphs, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graph. In this way, thousands of modules, like 89,300 modules, not only for computer applications, also for electronics, civil environment also. Python has got modules for CAD, 3D CAD applications also. Python is providing modules. Yes, before you update with any technology, you need to clearly know what kind of applications are getting developed with it. So Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications. So today Python mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. So using framework like Django framework, using the Django framework, right? At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. But Django has got its own Django has got its own application server. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. Has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got, right. And apart from this, Python is also used for automation applications. This is like IoT. The technologies like DevOps, right? Yes. So IoT, Internet of Things, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data and controlling the things from the place where we are. So it is simply, if we say, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So here total 90% of coding in Python. And if you talk about this data science, total implementation in Python, right? So everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we provide data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clusterings, data recommendations. So it's a blend of technique. The main technique what we see here is ML, machine learning. So we have got many ML techniques, as I said, regression, classification, clustering, recommendation, pattern matching. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen programming language for implementing this ML and DL algorithms, where Python is providing modules for this ML. And even for DevOps, right? We're writing many automation scripts using Python. So Python is a best scripting language with many libraries, right? That's got vast varieties of libraries. Apart from this, one more major area where Python is mostly used in big data environment, right? So huge data generation, you see not only in KBs of data, you have seen like KBs of data, you should have MBs of data, GBs of data, terabytes of data. You have seen beyond that, we have got petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, etabytes, sotabytes, so on, right? So beyond that, right? Yes. So beyond not only KBs, MBs, GBs, and TBs, we have got petabytes of data is getting generated in the current real world. So for that, huge data storage and huge data processing, like if we talk about the social media like Facebook, millions and trillions of users generating huge data in a minute. How many posts and videos are getting circulated? What should be the storage capacity to store all this, right? Like Facebook, not only Facebook, like Twitter tweets, Google queries, YouTube videos upload, what should be the storage capacity and what should be the storage capacity to store all the Gmail messages of millions and trillions of customers. And for bank transactions, for telecom transactions, for e-commerce transactions like Flipkart, Amazon, huge data in petabytes everywhere you see, right? So for that, we have got big data technologies like Hadoop, Spark. This Hadoop and Spark, right? Yes. These are used for huge data storage and huge data processing, especially Spark, very high speed processing implemented using Python. Say like PySpark, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python also used for scientific applications. For scientific application, Python is providing separate module, CP, scientific Python, and for numerical analysis. For numerical analysis. For numerical analysis, it is providing NumPy. NumPy, right? Yes. Apart from this, for um, graphical user interface or for animation applications, right? Python is preferred. And here we got PyQt, some models like PyQt, TK-Inter are some examples of modules provided for this GUI animations. And even for major area like game development, Python mostly used in game development. Lot of games are getting developed, single user, multi-user online games, right? Yes. Separate frameworks Python is providing for this game development like Pygame, Python for developing games, single user, multi-user online games. Not only Pygame, one more framework like Pycara, yes, a 3D rendering library like PySoy, right? Yes. Okay. So for 3D rendering, like we have got like PySoy, right? For 3D games. Apart from this, Python used in scheduling tasks. Scheduling tasks, we have got Airflow for it. And for testing or for test cases. And also for software development, right? Software development. Software developers make use of Python as a support language. And for business application, Python is one of the best choice, right? For developing e-commerce websites. One of the hottest application of Python, database applications, right? Without database, there is no web application. Everything has to be stored in the database. Python can connect with any database like MySQL, Oracle, DB2, all this, right? And Python also used for networking applications. Networking applications or network programming, right? For audio, video chattings, especially for this networking applications. Python providing a separate framework like Twisted Python. Yes. And for web scraping data from different sites for web scraping, right? Yes, scraping data from different websites for web scraping. Apart from this, Python is used for audio or video applications. Audio or video applications. Audio video applications. Some examples like Team Player, C Play are some examples of these applications built using Python for this audio video, right? And for CAD or 3D CAD applications. Computer-aided designing, CAD applications or 3D CAD applications, right? And embedded applications. For embedded applications, the most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. Apart from this, right, Python is also used for computer vision, for color detection, face detection, object detection, right? And for data analysis. For data analysis. For data analysis. And apart from this, computer vision for data analysis, for desktop applications, single user applications, right? Console applications. So in this way, a lot of applications we can create today by using Python. It's not for particular purpose. Okay. Okay. Who are using Python? Just I'll take 10 minutes more. Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? And topmost applications built using Python. Who are using Python today? And topmost applications built using Python. Google is one of the best Python web application, right? Implement. So the Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was written in Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yes, Yahoo using Python. Google, YouTube, Yahoo. Uber using Python. Uber pricing algorithm is implemented using Python and ML, right? Machine learning. Hmm. Instagram is built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python. Python hybrid features and its practicality, right? NASA is using Python for its research and development activities because of Python hybrid features. Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox. The most important, they're using Python for its security, automation, subscription related things. Apart from this, MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. And Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. And BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. And iRobot for military and commercial applications. Some companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. They're using Python for hardware testing. Okay. So these are the examples of some of those who are using Python today and topmost applications built using Python. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python and migrating towards Python because of its very less coding as compared with other programmings. It has got very less coding and that too simple syntaxes which looks like normal English language and multi-programming features. It has got multi-programming features. Interactive mode given by Python. Interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, right? For example, at the bottom search panel, I'm typing CMD to go to the command prompt. Here, if you type Python, say enter, right? Python version is displayed, Python interpreter got opened, right? Any valid Python statements, 5 plus 2, 23 into 36. Yes, any valid Python statements, x as 10, y as 2, what is x, what is y, what is x plus y, x minus y, any valid statements. No need to define the data types here. X into y, x into 2, x to the power of, this is the power symbol in Python, 10 square, x square, x equal to hello, x equal to hello, x into 3 prints hello for 3 times, x into 5 prints hello for 5 times. Okay. Very less coding, simple syntaxes, multi-programming, and interactive mode. Just now we discussed, right? Interactive mode, statement by statement interaction. This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages. Wide varieties of applications creations, wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed all those, right? Many built-in modules. That's got many built-in modules. As said, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules for different domains, right? So these are some of the reasons which makes Python super popular, right? So just I'll open Google and show you, right? The number one ranked programming language today. So popular coding language, you can type here, popular coding language. Yes. So Python, HTML, SQL, all these are Python web development, right? So you can see that images for it. It's the most popular programming language. So Python stands first. Next comes Java and other programming. Yes, Python remains the most popular programming language. Most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorns. Python, Java, JavaScript, all this, right? Most popular, used by top 25 unicorns. Most in demand programming language of 2021-22. Python. Next comes Java. What is that blue color in US job postings? What is that yellow color? Europe job postings. You can see in US and Europe. Most in demand programming, right? Blue color indicates US, yellow color indicates Europe. Ranking wise, you can check. There is Python, Java, JavaScript, right? Python is mostly preferred. Yes. Number of top 39 computer science departments that use each language to teach introductory courses, right? Python mostly used. Next comes Java, MATLAB, right? Ranking wise, you can check. Python is the worldwide ranking, right? From 2019 to a year ago. From 2019 onwards on to a year ago, right? Python is the number one rank. Next comes Java. You can check this, right? Rankings. Python is the number one rank. Next comes other programmings. In 2010, I said, right? Check this. Java is mostly used. Where is Python? Somewhere at the last in the year 2010. No. Observe this graph, right? Observe this graph. See this, which is the mostly used programming language today, right? Python with 31%, Java with 19%, C++ 9%, and other programming languages, right? Even average salary and job openings, right? Ranking by average salary, Python stands first, and ranking by job openings, right? Python stands first in the job openings. SQL, right? Okay. And observe, right? Jobs, Python jobs. Then just check Python jobs here, right? Python jobs in Hyderabad, right? 20,340 Python jobs, 20,000, right? 340 Python jobs. Not only, okay. Not only Python jobs, you can also go with the Django jobs. People who have knowledge on Django are very less. People might be knowing Python, but people who knows Django are very, very less as of now, right? Even people like web applications, interactive web applications creations, right? Serious jobs for this. 18,640 Django job vacancies in February, right? Yes. And you can see the course content, what I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? Python basics, History of Python, applications, features, advantages, versions, flavors, Python operations, modes of executions, interactive mode, batch mode, editors, IDEs, data types, variables, comments, input output statements, type conversions, comments, strings in Python, operators in Python, different operators, and working with different IDEs. Integrated development environments in real time, we use IDEs, right? Like Anaconda distributions, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, VS Code, right? I'll show you how to download, how to install, how to write the code and execute the code on all these IDEs. Flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, right? Strings indexing, string slicing, string collections in Python. Python lists, list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, functional programming, right? Default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword arguments, lambda function, reduce function, map function, modules in Python, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading the modules, packages, errors and exceptions, file handling in Python, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, database access, database connectivity, right? Installation of one database working with SQL statements, Python database connections, right? Transaction management, Python datetime module, OS module, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closures, decorators, working with files, different file formats, graphical programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, introduction, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib model in brief, right? Yes. So I'll be discussing different models related to different environments, some models related to data science, some related to big data, some related to graphics, some related to operating systems, some related to databases, regular expressions, some related to files, right? And how to create our own modules. This 30 topics as part of Python core and advanced. And people who wants to go for Python full stack, right? Like Django framework, web framework, Django installation, Django project architecture, Django applications creations, Django views, Django templates, Django admin, right? Django models, advanced concepts, right? And apart from that, UI technologies, you will be given knowledge on UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In brief, all this, right? The part of Bootstrap and also like MySQL. Okay, just so Python for advanced and application oriented modules. So nearly for 70 hours, I'll be discussing 2 months duration. The fee structure is 6,000, right? Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack Python web development, right? Yes. Along with Python, you'll be given knowledge on web development, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and part of Bootstrap. And Django framework of Python, Django framework, right? Yes, with 15 applications, creations, you'll be doing 15 applications you'll be creating along with me parallelly. And REST APIs and project. So for this web development, Django framework, REST APIs and projects. So it takes 60 hours, 2 more months for this. 8K is the fee for this. 70 and 60, 130 hours, 4 months if you want to go for full stack. The fee structure is 6 plus 8. If you are going separately, it will be 14K. But total package, if you are taking with a single shot, right, is 12K is the fee structure for this, right, which covers Python, core, advanced web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Django, REST APIs, and logic, right? Entire Python package. So if you have got any queries now, you can go with your queries now.
Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello?
You can unmute yourself and ask your queries. Any query was asked. So
Yeah,
timings,
hello, can you?
let me make like it about the timings of this, right? So it's a demo session. So you can attend tomorrow also, tomorrow, day after tomorrow also, people can attend the session at 7 p.m. So for the first 10 days, it will be at 7 p.m. Later, the batch timing will be at 8 p.m., right? It starts at 8 p.m. So I'm making it clear before you go with the payment, right? Yes. For first 10 days, you will be attending at 7 p.m. Later, the timing of this batch will be 8 p.m. So up to the end of the course, there won't be any change in the timing. 8 p.m. it starts, right? Yes. Any query you got? Any other queries? So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. This is a demo session I was speaking most of the time. The normal sessions, right? You will be responding for each and every statement I type it. Yes. And the offerings from my side. Every day you'll be getting the video, right? The session video. Even if you're absent of 1 or 2 days because of ill health, you'll be getting the video, right? You can go to the video and attend the next session for the better understanding. Class notes clear. Class notes will be provided soft copy of it. Assignments and tasks to work, and a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, right? So tomorrow also you can attend the session, everyone, same timing, using the same link to see more on this. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. tomorrow with the same link. Yes. In the chart, you can see the payment details, right? Other things, the course content for Python, the course content for Python web full stack web development, right? And the payment process and the contact details of the online team, everything. Yes. Tomorrow, I'll just brief you about the codings of Python as compared with other programming by say taking a task, implementing, comparing the code, right? Yes. Any other queries? Yes. When course will start? Yes. From tomorrow, right? From tomorrow, it course keeps going, right? Session tomorrow, session one, day after tomorrow, session two. Tomorrow, yes. It continues. Day after tomorrow, I'll be showing you the installation process, execution modes, Python versions, all that. From day after tomorrow is that installation, execution modes, everything. Tomorrow just I'll brief you comparison with other programmings. Yes. Okay. So if you want to complete early as project weeks, so there are multiple batches I'm taking, right? So everything in deep, everything in brief, right? Yes, that's why I said it's a 70 hours. It's not like a 45 hours course. For Python, it is 70 hours we are spending, right? And for total full stack, we are spending 130 hours, right? It's a deep dive into this. It's not like basics we'll be discussing in brief with multiple working examples, right? Yes, all the topics. If anybody who wants to go, I want to complete, right? Yes, the full stack web development, if you want to complete, you cannot spend 4 months of time for that, right? Python, you can attend from Monday to Friday. And Saturday, Sunday, there are some Saturday, Sunday, right? 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday, right? There are batches for this web development Django framework, right? You can attend parallelly because Python is going in the week Monday to Friday. Web development like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all this doesn't require any Python knowledge where you will be learning parallelly about this. And this Django framework introduction. Okay. So in web, okay, first web development you can attend in the weekends, right? And weekdays where you can complete in 2.5 months, right? You go parallelly Python in the weekdays. And even Python also, if anybody wants like a fast track, if you want to complete in 1 month, not in 2 months, you will be attending in multiple batches. Means Python core and Python after 1 week going with that other topics. There are many topics modules, right? OS module, Excel module, Pandas module. These models you'll be attending in different batch. Yes. And one more thing, yes, there's one more. So big data, I'll also discuss like big data analytics, right? Big data analytics, right? Data. Okay. In that Hadoop is going to be covered, total Hadoop, big data Hadoop. Spark with Python, PySpark is going to be covered. Linux plus Python. Whatever the 2 months Python course I said, everything you will get in this course, right? This Python, because PySpark requires that Python knowledge, but this Python, you can attend the regular Monday to Friday, any of my batch. Monday to Friday, any of my batch, but this Hadoop PySpark, this will be on weekends. Weekends, right? On Saturday and Sunday. Saturday 2 hours will be, Sunday 2 hours will be, right? So this Saturday at afternoon 1 p.m. there is a demo session for this, right? Yes. The total the fee structure for this is 15,000, right? Which covers Hadoop, PySpark, Python, Linux, right? Yes. Python 2 months course will be there in that. And this will be attending weekends with this, weekdays with this, right? Fine. So, okay. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other query, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. using the same link, right? Yes. Fine.